Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a undisputed episode of Hadrico Live with your favorite podcast and mine. And today, my guest, listen, man, don't ask me how we did it. Don't ask me how we got the baddest mamma jamma on the planet to be on the podcast. Listen, Bud, what's good with you? How you doing today, sir?
What's good, man? I'm doing great. I'm doing wonderful.
I mean, you have to be doing wonderful, man. I mean, the show you put on on that 29th was nothing short of spectacular. And we're going to get into the fight, man. But like, now that all the craziness has calmed down, what do you go back to do now? Like, what's going on in Bud's world?
The same thing that I was doing before I started training. Chilling around my mom's house, playing with my kids, just around family, like the usual.
Enjoying yourself. Now, you know what? You brought up Mama Crawford, and you know, I want to bring Mama Crawford up real quick. Is she gonna be making an appearance on Dancing with the Stars? Because they told her not to have her dancing shoes, but she cut a rug in that ring that night. What's going on, man?
And I definitely told her she better bring her dancing shoes because, it was her birthday, so we was gonna dance, win, lose, or draw.
Anyways, we was gonna dance no matter what, huh?
Yeah.
What better birthday gift you can give to your parents than just saying, Mama, you don't raise the baddest man. Do you understand, Bud? Like that the title that is. Like they talk about pound for pound, but see, I consider you to be the baddest mamma jamma throwing them hands out now. How does that feel? Like, do you walk around the street feeling a little swollen, a little stronger, a little bigger? Like, what's up?
No, I just walk around feeling normal.
That's what's up.
Like I always said, I never try to be something that I wasn't. I never try to act like I wasn't a regular human being, because when it's all said and done, you know, how you want people to view you, how you want people to look at you when you're not in the limelight. How do you want people to respect you if you don't respect yourself?
You know, you made a good point. And one thing I think you have had is you've maintained your level of respect. And you've done it in a classy way. Let's go back. I mean, you talk about Cameron, he picked Spence. Shaman on the guard, they picked Spence. All these people, Spence. And even when I saw you on that episode with the Breakfast Club, you still maintain your composure. You never got outside of yourself. It was very easy for people to kind of get riled up in a situation, but you never did it. Why is that?
So, I never get bothered or feel like I gotta raise my voice because I know what they don't know. They're on the outside looking in, just, speculating. And when you got confidence in yourself and in your ability, you don't need to prove anything to nobody but yourself. So for all the people that was going against me, I didn't take it as no harm, no foul. That was their opinion. Everybody got the right to have their own opinion. And I was cool with them having their opinion, but I just elected to let them know that they was wrong uh, with their opinion.
Oh,
And
yeah,
then
you did.
we just keep it moving. You feel like I'm going to lose. I feel as if I'm going to win. And that's the difference between, a confident person and a person that's trying to make somebody a believer.
You know, that's one thing that I noticed. You know, I got up this morning, I was watching the 20 all access I can't even pronounce the word. You know what they saw? This synopsized the whole fight. And one thing that I noticed, and this is no shot against Earl, because Earl, listen, don't get it mistaken. Bud, you beat him. Earl's a good fighter. You didn't just beat no random guy in the gym. Earl Spence is a guy, but when I watched the difference between the interviews, you just had that look of focus, like there was nothing gonna get in your way that night. Like, what was your mindset getting ready to prepare for such a big fight with so many people watching? Like, what's going on in the mind of Bud?
Here he is, three-time world champion, two-time lineal, huh? We going to get him.
I'm at ease. That's why I'm so able to be, like when you look at on my face, I'm so relaxed because I know I put in the work. I know I did everything that I needed to do to make sure that I'm comfortable going into a big fight, like uh, me and Spence. I know I put in the work. I know I did all the extra work as well. So going into the fight, I'm confident in my shape. I'm confident in my body. I'm confident in everything about myself that I know my body and my mind and my skills is not going to fail me, because we went over that time and time again. So when people say, how are you able to stay so calm and cool and collective, in the heat of the battle, um, is because I put in the work, and I was comfortable with my style. I was comfortable with within myself.
You know, everybody say they want to be champions until they see what champions do, man. I saw you doing the Manitou incline, you running at altitude, training. I mean, so I know you definitely put in the work, but let's talk about this. And I know you really couldn't talk about some of these things before the fight, but now that we're post-fight, what was your approach going into this fight with Earl? Were you saying, okay, I'm going to be the counter puncher, or was it going to be he's going to have to deal with whatever I have to deal with? I asked that because typically a Bud Crawford fight, you know, you wait a couple rounds. And when I say wait, I'm saying process. And I'm not saying you wait to get it in. Couple rounds, you seen how somebody do. And then next thing you know, the explosion happens. Well, this wasn't the case. Second round, you put them down. Like you was letting them things go early. Like, was there a different approach this fight?
No, definitely a different approach. We just wanted to get respect out the gate. A lot of people say, oh, well, you start slow and it takes you a couple of rounds to get going. Every fight is different. There's fights that I started slow. There's fights that I started fast. But this was one fight that we know that Errol likes to press the action. So we want to come and get our respect right out the gate, and I believe that's what I did. And I believe that he wasn't expecting me to be as strong. He wasn't expecting me to punch as hard, and he wasn't expecting me to, stand there in the pocket at times when I did stand there in the pocket. So I feel like they only had one game plan, and once that game plan didn't work, they didn't have a plan B.
No, they had a plan. It was called fish fry, sponsored by Crystal. That's what the plan was called. Let me tell you something. You was cooking that fish all night long. So my question to you, and I had a lot of people ask me this, like, okay, let me start here. Did you ever feel Spence's punch and say, man, he got some power? Or was it more like he hit you with something and you was like, okay, that's all you bringing to the table? Because it didn't seem like you had any reservations about his punching power and his ability to hit that one magical punch.
Yeah, no, he caught me with a good loop and left, I believe, in the second round. I felt it, and I was just like, oh, this is it. This is the power that everybody's talking about, and it just gave me even more confidence that I can stay in the pocket. I can really do what I want now because I have the speed, the edge and speed that I can take more chances. So, yeah, me taking his one of his good punches definitely gave me more confidence.
One thing, like, you kind of came into this fight with this demeanor, and there's a point when you fighting a bully. When that bully does something and you really set the tone. I felt like Earl tried to come and press you, and there was a point in the fight where you pushed him off, and it was almost like when Craig finally told Debo, like, no more, we ain't doing this no more. You pushed him off and then commenced to connecting. Bro, 58%. That's some video game type stats, man. Did you go back and say, like, when did you know that I can hurt him? Was it when you put him down in the second, or did you know, like, what's going on?
To be honest, not to be cocky or anything, it's been going on since we signed the contract and before. Me telling, my team, if I can catch him with this, if I can catch him with that, if I hit him right here, I'm going to hurt him. Because there's not one person that stepped foot in the professional ring with Terence Crawford that didn't get hurt. Every person that I ever faced it in the ring, they got hurt by me in one way, shape, form, or fashion. Every person. So I believe in my power. I believe in my skill. I believe in my sharpness. And I just was like, if I catch him with a good shot, I'm going to hurt him.
So you also showed, actually, let me go. We got to go back just a little bit. When you fought Sean Porter, And I was actually at that fight. So, you know, and I ain't gonna lie, I was pulling for my man, Sean. Y'all was my guy. You know, we hadn't really met just like that. So I know, you know, I knew who he was, but I was pulling for him. But then he came out to the ring, bam, nice little ring entrance. Then you came out the LL Cool J, I'm bad. I came front. It's somewhere in the pit of my soul at that moment, I'm like, this may not go right. Now let's fast forward. Earl came out, real Texas swag. I'm talking about, you felt it. Then you came out with Eminem. Bruh, I promise you, I tried to take 3 or 4 more bets at that exact moment. At that exact moment, I tried to text 3. Hey, you want to bet still? You still want to bet? Because something told me when you came. How did the Eminem come into play? Because I saw you put a post out and you said, you know, I put my name in the hat. Apparently I didn't get selected. It's okay. But how did that set up? Because literally the night before, I think you was putting on your social media, what should I come out to?
I said that's actually how it happened. You know, social media went a long way, and I never knew that Eminem was a big fan of mine. You know, that surprised me, and for him to be there to witness history and actually be a part of it, it was real dope, man. It meant a lot, and it
Oh,
showed a
listen.
lot too.
It definitely showed a lot because the song he came out to, this is when you know you tough, when you ain't even got to rap the song because everybody rapping it for you. He came out and he introduced Terence Bud Crawford. When he came out like that, and then you came and you had this little stoic little pause where you, it's almost like it was, I could have shot a music video, man. I was ready for it to go. So you get to the ring, you got Eminem, the vibe is there. Let's talk about this outfit, man. You're a dirty dude, man. How you gonna have a big ass fishing net on? Like how you, like you just had no flex. We got the fishing net out. When did you come up with that idea?
Well, I actually didn't. You know, my bro Steven, So Cold Nelson, you know, So Cold.
So cold. Okay.
He came up with that idea because he made my last outfit. Well, he designed my last outfit, and I was just like, "Hey, bro, what we gonna do this fight?" You know what I mean? Because that last outfit was nice. Like, what type of creativity you got in your head? And he was just like, "Man, I'm gonna think of something dope. Just give me a couple of days." And so he was just sitting there. You'll see him because he make his own outfits. Like he designed his own outfits and sew them from scratch. And so he was thinking, and he was just like, "All right, I got it." He was like, "This shit about to be dope." And I was just like, "Huh?" He was like, "Just watch." So what he do is he draw the picture, and he was drawing it, and you know what I mean, and it just came to life, and I just seen it, and I was just like, "Oh, that's dope." But I didn't visualize it, you know, the net and all that. I just seen it how he was starting it, you know, and yeah, it was all his vision.
Well, listen, his vision was executed. When you came out with the fishing net, you had Eminem, the fishing net. I'm gonna tell you something. I knew right then. I said, "Boy, it's about to be a long night for somebody, man." You came out fishing net. You get stuff going. Now, multitasking. We all want to multitask. You know, sometimes we want to be able to read at the same time, make money, do this. You just determined took multitasking to a new level because as you were putting Spence on the ground, you still somehow found time to talk to Charlo in the crowd. Now we heard what Charlo said. What was you saying to Charlo?
Oh yeah, man. I was just telling him a little thing about himself. You know, I ain't gonna say too much of what I was saying, but he know what I was saying, and you know, that's just the competitiveness in me. Um, I did what I said I was gonna do, and um, in that moment, I was, you know, in competitive moment.
Competitive mode.
So I looked at him like, "Hey, you know what I mean?" Because I remember in some of the interviews and stuff like that, I told him I was gonna be Spence, and then I'm coming to whoop his ass because
there you go.
He was one of the ones that was doing a lot of hating, doing a lot of, you know, interviews, talking bad about me and whatnot. So I found it, you know, only right that I let him know.
Let him know. Well, I think you let him know. It was kind of interesting how you were putting one guy down on the ring, talking to the other guy, stopped talking to him, wouldn't put the guy down again, then came back and talked to him some more. Like you literally. So then this brings one question. and there's no way to ask this without it seeming like it's a shade, but it's not. Did you pull off the gas? Because I felt like you was connecting at such a high rate. You probably could have connected at 70% the way you was hitting. But I know you got immense amount of respect for Spence. And my man, he got touched up a little bit. So the people want to know, Bud, did you pull off the gas a little bit?
Nah, man, Spence is a tough opponent. He's a great fighter, and he was doing everything that he had to do to make the fight competitive.
I like what you just did there. I like how you can tell you've been having media training. You did that really well, how you answered that perfectly. Like that is textbook. But there was nothing competitive about the fight, Bud. We're not finna sit here and pretend like there was a competitive fight. This was lopsided. Let me give you the rundown.
I'm just saying he did what he had to do.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, well, did he though? Because round 1, he came out, okay, but this is a Spence type deal. Round 2, pop, pop, you put him down. When you put him down, shocked the whole world. I think it shocked him too. Round 3, he came out like a bull in a china shop trying to reassert the physicality. But Mike Tyson said it best. Everybody got a plan until they get punched. And when you get punched in the face as many times you hit this boy on the face and in the body, it changed up his plan. So when you talking about competitive, I got to put you on the hot seat, but that wasn't no competitive fight, but you really, so I'm just going to call it how I see it. Now, if you need me to edit this out, I will, but you not going to sit here and talk about that was a competitive fight when it don't even look like you got hit. Like after the fight, there was no ice for you.
Right.
Go ahead. Yeah, I'll tell you, I'm gonna ask you the stuff that everybody be dancing around. I'm gonna dance, jump right in there, man. What's up?
No, I'm just saying, man, he's a great fighter, man. I had to make sure that, I stay focused and not over do some things and get caught with a shot that I don't see being overconfident. So I just took my time.
You took your time. Well, you took your time and you just shakala, blah blah blah. It was a lot of taking my time. So you beat Spence. You are now the undisputed. All them belts got to be heavy. They look heavy. Yeah. I was hanging out with Mosley Jr. Mosley Jr.'s son. He had one belt that he had won. He let me carry it, and I'm like, boy, this thing is heavy. I can't imagine having 4 of them belts. But here's the question: what's
5.
next for Bud? 5. Oh, 5. Like 5. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 5 of them. Oh, you got a whole handful of belts. It's belts. Okay, so with all 5 of those belts, what's next? And where they at? Are they, hold on, let me backtrack. All 5 of those belts, where do you keep them belts? Where they at?
In my mom's basement.
They ain't made it to the basement. 5 times, all these belts, they in the basement. Boy, you so
I don't have 3 of them right now, but they currently getting made, and then they're gonna ship them over to me.
Okay, ship me one too, so I can put on the wall somewhere. You know what I'm saying? I want to say for the record, I've been Team Bud ever since we played German candy, Switzerland. There you go. Ever since we played German Swiss. When I knew, listen, y'all, when people ask me, they say, why are you so confident that he gonna win this fight? I said, because there's not many people that I meet that are more competitive or just as competitive in everything. This ain't just boxing, y'all. This boy competitive in wrestling. If you tell me he can't throw a football, and after what you did, I'm going to go back on the record and say, you might have thrown the ball 60 yards. I was never going to give you credit for that. But after what you just did, I don't need you hunting me down. Maybe you did throw 60 yards. So you win the belt. What's next? Now, you got people talking about, what about Tank Davis? Well, people don't realize Tank Davis is 2 weight classes below you. And you ain't trying to go down to that weight class. That don't make no sense. He's at a 35, you at a 47. Now, if he comes up to a certain weight class, is there a catch weight that you're willing to take that on? Or are you just looking towards the Charlos of the world? Or are you just moving towards 154? What is next for Bud?
Well, I don't know. Right now I'm just enjoying my victory, spending time with my family. And I'm going to talk with my team and see what's next for Terence Crawford.
Now, Earl mentioned he wanted to do the rematch clause. He did say, hey, we definitely got to do this again. Now, I would expect him to say that, right after the fight, because he's a competitor. But I would think after a while that somebody in this camp going to tell him, like, maybe that may not be the move. But if that is the move, and you do have to do that rematch, because it is contractually situation, are you looking forward to fighting him again? Or is it kind of like, look, man, we've already been down this road. Why are we doing this again?
Well, it is what it is. He earned that right to want a rematch and have a rematch, given the circumstances that he gave me the opportunity, when nobody else was trying to give me the opportunity. So I commend him for wanting a rematch and feeling as if he can do better at a higher weight.
Okay. So do you have any opposition towards going to 154, or do you still want to fight it at 47? Like, where you at with that?
No, I'm comfortable with going up to 54. That was already in the plans. 47 has definitely got a little harder than I expected. But yeah, for sure, that was always in the near future anyway.
That's one thing that people don't realize, man. Boxers are such world-class athletes. We're talking about a 7-pound difference, and it makes a whole world of difference when it comes to your prep. I think I was watching another interview that said you was already back in the 160s. So you definitely have kind of replenished the body and getting stuff going. But as a boxer, don't you guys have to stay in shape pretty much all year round? Is there really a such thing as an off season for you?
Not really. I stay in the gym because that's what I love to do. Like, even if I'm not fighting, I'm in the gym, checking up on it, checking on the kids, just being around the atmosphere because that's what I love to do. And so playing basketball, just doing some type of activity. So I'm not never just laying around not doing nothing.
Okay, makes sense. So you have said this multiple times, and this is a very dope statement to make. You said this is now the Bud Crawford era, not Bud Crawford list. This is your era. Like when you think about eras, you think about the Jordan era, the Mayweather era, and now we can say the Bud Crawford era, man. What does that mean to you as a man and as a father? For something you can tell your son, like, son, your father, baddest that ever did it.
Oh, it means a lot because I put the work in. I put the work in to get to where I am right now, and a lot of people discredit me. A lot of people, try to take away the things that I was accomplishing in the sport of boxing. A lot of people, try to, put me as a default and overlook me. And I feel like everything worked out like it was supposed to. And I get to say, I told you so. Because I told each and every one of them everything that I said was going to happen happened to a T. Everything from 2018 till today. When I was telling people in 2018 what was going to happen when I move up in weight, when I fought Jeff Horn, what I was looking to do, and everything just played right where it was supposed to be.
So now that you are where you're supposed to be, where you feel you should be, your opinion it carries more weight than everybody else's now because you coming from this new era, this new level of airness. So who is your Mount Rushmore if you had to say who's the 5 best boxers you ever seen, or who would you put on that boxing Mount Rushmore right now?
Like far as what, skills or
it's whatever. If I told you give me the 5 baddest dudes who put gloves on and we're gonna put them on the mountain, who's those 5?
That I've seen, I would say Floyd Mayweather. I would say Andre Ward, Roy Jones Jr., Sugar Ray Leonard, and
I'm gonna give you the last one, Terence Bud Crawford. Got to
yeah,
be up,
I would say my name definitely up there, but you said the people that I seen, not including myself.
Okay.
So,
right.
So 5, I would say, man, somebody that's bad. Like I would have to say like a Juan Manuel Marquez or something like that.
That's a good one. He's a tough dude too. All right,
Yeah.
that's a nice 5. Now you mentioned a name on there. Now we know this. Now we're in hypothetical world because this ain't gonna never happen. But a prime Bud Crawford,
Bud,
huh?
Bud,
I ain't even get
Bud,
but I ain't even give you the other.
Bud. You about to say a prime Bud Crawford, a prime Mayweather, Bud.
Ladies and gentlemen, and he can tell the future. Man, this boy can do it all. He can fight, he can dance, and he can tell the future. But you're right. I was just about to say against a Floyd Mayweather, and you still say Bud. No questions about it.
But I'm gonna pick myself over anybody.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Listen, first off, man, I want to thank you for coming up, man. This Charlo thing. I know Charlo supposed to fight Canelo, but if that does happen and you get free, is that a fight that you want, though, if you and your team figure that? But would that be a fight that you really do want with you and Charlo?
Definitely, if he can come back down and get his belt back that they stripped him from, and he become undisputed again, then 100% that's a fight that I want.
So you want them belts? You want to be the 3 division undisputed?
Definitely.
That's the new goal.
That's the ultimate goal.
I tell you what, listen, I don't even know what else to say, man. Listen, I want to thank you for your time. You know, I promise you I wasn't gonna keep you the whole day, just for a little bit, man. But I appreciate you taking the time to sit down with us, man, and thank for everybody that's tuned in. And we're gonna make sure we chop this up. We're gonna make this into 100 different clips. We got a lot of good material here, man. But for the person that just realized who Bud Crawford is, who just saw you win and now they want to get on the Bud train, what you tell that person?
I tell them, you know what I mean? It's enough room for everybody.
It's enough room for everybody. And you better have some dancing shoes, because if you ain't got none, you can't get on this train. Hey, we want to thank our guest, Bud Crawford, and that's another episode of Hadrico Live in the books.
Yeah.